All right, so this is a live look at Capitol Hill, screen left, and the lines at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, screen right. Talks between Democrats and Republicans have stalled, adding more fear that TSA agents may miss another paycheck. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. John, good to be with you.
Can't believe this is still going on, Sandra. I'm John Roberts in Washington, and this is America Reports. Yesterday, more than 3,000 TSA agents called off work with an average call-out rate of just over 11% across the country, the highest rate in Atlanta at more than 40%.
Secretary Treasurer for the American Federation of Government Employees, Johnny Jones, represents 45,000 TSA workers nationwide, and he will tell us and talk to us about some of the struggles that they are currently facing.
But first to our Brooke Taylor. She's live again at George Bush International Airport in Houston, Texas. How is it looking today, Brooke, as this drags on?
Hi, John. Well, some breaking news to first give you off of the top of the show here. So ICE and TSA officials, they confirmed to me that ICE officers now, they are helping out with these staffing shortages. What they're doing is they're now screening travelers. So they are checking IDs. They are using TSA equipment in order to do that at airports across the country. They are not screening bags. And as you could see by these massive lines, airports need all the help that they can get. Now, that screening, it has not started in this terminal yet, but here's video from a little while ago. We have seen a lot of more ICE officers than previous days on the ground, more involved. Federal sources tell me that ICE officers have already started checking IDs in Terminal A and other airports across the country. I'm told that ICE ERO officers in Houston went through 8 hours of training yesterday, have 2 more hours of training tomorrow. So ICE officers are required to go through at least 10 hours of training before they're able to screen these passengers. Now, check out this incredible video here. I walked through the security line from start to finish. We did a time lapse so we could show our viewers what it looks like from the ground. Now, I was walking fast along this line, so I wasn't actually in the line, but it still took me 35 minutes to walk it. It's basically like a giant 3-floor maze. So you start in the basement, you work your way up 2 floors. The line then snakes around the terminal before travelers reach where we are standing right now. And back out here live, you could see these massive lines. We're going to talk to my friend Jerry. Jerry, did I get it right?
Yes.
How long have you been on this line for?
About just over an hour.
What has it been like? The other day we had 4+ hours, so not as bad, but I imagine even over an hour is pretty frustrating.
It's not too bad. We planned for it. We knew what we were up against. And I got my peanut butter sandwich to hold me over. Helps me with my lack of patience.
All right, a public PSA then to bring some peanut butter sandwiches. Yes. So talk to me about what it's been like. Were you brought outside?
Yeah, we started outside under the pavilion at the very end of the line. It took 25 minutes to get inside. And so we've been here right at 30 minutes.
And last question for you, your message to lawmakers that could put an end to this like that.
You know, I would respectfully request that these gentlemen and ladies that run our government don't take their Easter break. All the rest of these people need to, suffer through this. So they should too. Stay in Washington. Do your job, please. That's all we're asking.
Thank you, Jerry. Safe travels to you and your family. Well, you heard it there. TSA officials urging Congress lawmakers to resolve this and fund DHS. They say it's simply not sustainable right here, and they need to get those TSA agents back to work, guys.
Boy, that was quite polite, the response from Jerry there. I don't think many people, Brooke, would be that polite. I mean, you take a look at the lines there, and it makes Disney World, pale in comparison. And I'm amazed that people can maintain their composure there and literally not fly off the handle. How far was Jerry after being there for an hour from the actual screening point?
Exactly. And these people probably wish they were at Disney World instead. Let me show you. So Jerry is pretty lucky because check that out. He is almost at the finish line here. The security checkpoint right over there. But it's still taking people about 20 or 30 minutes just to even get over there, John.
All right. Well, give yourself lots of time if you're going to the airport. Jerry was prepared for this, and it looks like he's going to make it through and make his flight. That's a good thing. Hopefully other people took his advice as well. Brooke, thank you for the update. Sandra?
All right, let's bring in Johnny Jones, Secretary Treasurer for Council 100 of the American Federation of Government Employees, which represents 45,000 TSA workers nationwide. Sir, welcome to you. What update can you give us on the status of those workers in this moment?
Well, the workers are going to work without pay. This weekend will be missing the third paycheck effectively. They have been coming to work doing the best they can to assist the American people to get to where they need to be. This is a very challenging time for those guys because most of them don't have any money in their bank accounts. They are running on vapors. They don't have much to eat. While Congress has been playing around using these guys as political pawns, it's unfortunate because it has impacted the ability for TSOs to come to work every single day. And they are, very, very teed off of the fact that they are going to work every single day. And we have politicians that keep talking about they're going to go home for Easter recess. It's definitely weighing on their minds.
Well, and some obviously making the choice not to go to work at all. The call-out rates, we've got the numbers up here, have now hit 40 to 50%, depending on which airport you're looking at. 4.5-hour lines is what they're dealing with. I want to ask you about the challenges they're facing at home, especially if they miss another paycheck here. But at the airports, when you consider the number of call-outs, those that have just quit altogether, what challenges are the TSA officers facing when they're trying to process lines that look like that at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta?
Well, my colleagues are coming to work every day. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and they're going to do that to the best of their ability. Unfortunately, this is the end of the month. Most folks have to pay your house payments, your mortgage payments, you have your car payments. The individuals coming to work are facing late fees, evictions. It's $75 late fee for the apartment complex, right? So the officers are struggling immensely. Now, the individuals, if you have 40% call out, that means 60% of the TSA officers are still coming to work to do their duty. And the lines are busy and they're having to pick up the slack for the other officers that don't have the financial means to come to work. And the passengers, I just ask that they be kind to the TSA officers because at the end of the day, they're just doing their oath to try to get the passengers safe to where they're going. Obviously,
this also hurts morale for future employment of TSA officers. We're hearing from some that in the wake of this moment, recruiting is way down to try to get new TSA officers on board to replace those that quit. This is the acting TSA administrator talking about this being the perfect storm. Listen.
At this point, newly hired officers will not be able to work on the checkpoint until well after the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is a dire situation. We are facing a potential perfect storm of severe staffing shortages and an influx of millions of passengers at our airports for the World Cup games in less than 80 days.
So what is at stake here the longer this drags on?
Well, it does take 4 to 6 months from the date of a person being hired to get trained to be certified to staff the checkpoint. So that's very accurate. However, the FIFA is just one of the issues that we have. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a continual need to replace TSA officers as people leave or they retire and things of that nature as well. So when the government shut down, you can't spend a lot of money on training because of the Anti-Deficiency Act. So therefore, it would be a perfect storm if the funding does not resume. Yeah. And not only does the TSA officers are deeply in debt. This will be the third government shutdown in 5 months. We have worked almost half the year without being paid. This year, the fiscal year, just think about that. That's 5 months, 50% of the time. These guys have been working without pay. This is insane.
Yeah, I've got 10 seconds left. What's your message to Washington?
Get to busy doing your job so we can do ours. And most importantly, just remember when you're stuck in line, it's your fault.
Got it. Appreciate you. And our thoughts are with all those TSA workers deeply affected by this, their families, the economies locally and beyond. Thank you very much. We'll get another update from you soon. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.